Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.
Klavr Flat Track Pod, brought to you by our partners. ShredDesign.co. If you're looking for the sickest jersey prints in the biz, look no further than ShredDesign.co on Facebook. Euroka Fencing, the place to go for all your rural fencing needs. Classic wheel spokes, Otway hydroblasting, make your old girl look new again. Plus, our newest partner, MX Inc. Do you want your bike to stand out in the crowd with custom graphics done by the best? Then contact Luca and the team at MX Inc. And last but not least, Klavr, keeping you on track for longer. Now, onto the episode.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.
All right, so here we go. Welcome to another the Klavr Flat Track Pod. We have two Toms on the podcast tonight, which is going to cause a lot of havoc and a lot of confusion. So one's going to be called Tomo or Herrick, if I forget to call him Tomo, and the other one we're going to call him Northy, just so they know who I'm talking to when I'm directing questions or anything like that. So yeah, Tom Northy, Tom Herrick, welcome guys. Tom Herrick is a racer from Australia that's going to tell us a bit about his background and how he got started in racing and where you're from. Tomo, let us know for those people that don't know you.
Yeah, well, as Darcy said, name's Tomas Herrick. I'm from West Wyong, New South Wales, Australia. I guess we start off. First bike, me and Dad went to, I think it was Beard Bros, way back. When I was 4 years old and we bought my first PW50. That's what I ripped around on. That's how it started.
Right. In dirt track?
Yeah, straight in dirt track. I didn't do, I think I did like maybe 1 or 2 days of racing motocross as a junior, but the rest was just flat track.
Yeah, right. So then you progress through the ranks like on the 65s, 85s, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I didn't do too much on a 60. Just as a kid, I just didn't really like the 60, I guess. But I really liked riding like 80 mods. And then when I got off the 80 mod, I was on a CRF 150R.
Yeah, right. And so did you guys travel around with that, or was it mainly racing West Wyalong? And I'm guessing it was predominantly oil tracks?
Yeah, predominantly. But like Wagga and Albury, we'd also go to. So they had like a series called the Golden Wheels. I think you and Matt Davies, when I talked about it back in his pod. And we just raced between, here, Griffith, Temora, Wagga, Albury.
Yeah, right. So you did spend a bit of time on the loose sand granite tracks as well, but I know they're not really your favorite sort of track, but you spend a bit of time adjusting, I guess, and getting better on that. Was that right? That sort of with the AFTN, that's been a bit more of a focus of your program.
Yeah, getting back on the dirt, it's just it's not really, it hasn't really been my, I guess, forte. I've done all right, like on it, but nothing that's been a really good standout or of high caliber. So I really like this year was like a big focus to get quite good at the granite track and the dirt tracks. So I think we've definitely managed to find a setup and I'm starting to get real comfortable with it. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, well, you are. After the first round on the oval, you were sitting fifth in the total points in the AFTN, and then after the second round in the TT, you jumped a couple of spots and you're third overall. So I reckon whatever you've been doing's been working, because those were pretty tricky conditions across the 2 days, and you made it look pretty easy on the second day, I reckon, dude. And I noticed that like what Gunnedah is probably one of your fastest tracks. No doubt. I don't know if you think that as well, but to us, it looks like it's probably one of the ones that you're most comfortable on. But to me, that's quite a technical track. So, and the TT was quite a technical track. Do you think that sort of suits your style a bit more?
Up until probably say late last year, technical tracks really weren't, I wasn't very good at, so to say. I sort of like the bigger, more open tracks, but I guess I just had to learn it, just like everyone else. So we're finally starting to click it off and be better and better at it.
Yeah, I've already started shooting off in different directions, and we went to the AFTN a bit quicker than I was planning. But
let's go. We'll just keep it on.
So you were saying about when you're a youth that your dad took you there when you were like 4. So your dad's got a bit of racing history as well, yeah? As his dad as well? Is it like a family thing?
Yeah, Dad's a bit of an old legend. He could definitely ride a bike very well.
Yeah, and we're not going to see him throw a leg over a twin and come and join us in the AFTN or anything like that.
The only twin he jumps on is his Norden, so no.
Yeah, right. Commando 750 or something, or what's that?
No, 90. Norden,
Oh,
Husqvarna
yeah.
90. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice. So, Tom, have you got any questions? Tom Northey, have you got any questions off the top of your head?
I have seen your dad race many years ago at the West Wyalong Cup. I think it was 2015. He had a good battle with Luke Richards. Has your passion for racing come off his success, or did you sort of pick up the interest seeing him compete over the years?
I guess seeing him compete over the years, but I've always sort of loved motorbikes. Like I used to love watching like Chad Reed, James Stewart, Ricky Carmichael. Like I used to watch them every weekend I could. And I honestly, I really wanted to be a motocross rider, but I just never went down that path.
Yeah, I was exactly
Right.
the same way. I remember going to the Supercross Masters as a kid and at Homebush and whatever else. And yeah, I wanted to race motocross and Supercross. And yeah, I ended up doing what you're doing, going on the dirt track route and not turning back. So yeah, I don't really like doing jumps, but yeah, I definitely know where you're coming from there.
So why was it, Tomo, that you didn't go down the motocross route? Did you try it and you just didn't gel with it, or it's just Dad went, no, let's go dirt tracking, or?
Basically, yeah, Dad just said, yeah, let's just go dirt tracking. I think I'm not really sure what went on, but I just never did it. I never did it on a Pee-wee. I only did it, I think, once I jumped on a 250.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, righto. And have you done any road stuff?
No, never done it. I actually, funny you say that. Me and Dad were talking the other day, and he's like, "Oh, you should go buy a road bike," and I'm like, "I'm too old for that now." So
Yeah, actually, how old are you? Can we
I'm 25. Yeah,
25? Oh, you're still young, yes.
I don't see it that way. I'm getting old.
25. What's your best sort of result or the your proudest moment in your racing so far up till now?
Well, I guess there's a few, like winning my first ever state title on a stock bike at Gunnedah. That was in 2020, I believe, just before COVID.
Yeah.
2019, 2020 would have been. That was pretty cool. Almost got the three-peat, but finished second just in the other two.
Yeah.
But I'd say the biggest highlight was winning the two at the New South Wales Dirt Track titles that I think you were at, Darcy, at 2022.
Yeah, 22 it would have been. Yeah, right. Yeah, and actually I asked Tom this Northy this year. Oh, I'm bad at this, aren't I? I asked Northy the other day if you've got any Aussie titles under your belt.
Yeah, I've got three. I've got three junior ones. I got two in the 80 mod class and one in the 150cc small wheel or big wheel class. I can't really remember, but yeah, 13 and 16. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. But haven't been able to replicate that as a senior, or you haven't been to those events, or?
I got a couple of podiums as a senior, but
Yeah.
never won. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Not that I've really been to many. Like I've been to maybe 4 Aussie titles as a senior.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So do you do a fair bit of travelling for your racing, or has that just started sort of happening now with the AFTN and you travelling to more tracks, or?
Yeah, definitely this year we've travelled to a lot of tracks. Even last year we started travelling a fair bit around. But it's sort of like a thing. Like we've always been travelling. Like we've always gone to like say Taree, Kempsey, Raymond Terrace, like all them tracks. It's only sort of like the last 2 years we've gone to Brizzy and that. But yeah, like I even went to Broadford for a ride day. That was a couple of weekends ago. And I'll be definitely going back there. It was an awesome place to ride.
It's the best track, I freaking.
Oh, it's awesome.
Mate, each year they run a bike bonanza at Easter. It goes over Saturday, Sunday, but you get that much track time, and they allow moderns as well, mate. You got to come down there next year. I tell everybody, like it's the best fun. You just ride literally from 9 till 12, and if you can keep going after that, well, good luck to you because you get that many laps in, and you just sit on the hill and sing piss and watch the rest of the hooligans go at it. I reckon it's freaking fantastic.
Yeah, thanks for that little promo too, Tomo, you did of the rear wheel. You must have been using the 3-inch, were you?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And how did you find that? Did you use that at Brisbane or did you use a different diameter?
No, I used the 3 inches. I just I don't know. No, you also had the Dunlop on it. I was using Max at Brizzy.
Oh yeah. So that's supplied by Matt Davies. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure he bought that. Yeah, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
cool. So how's that whole being on a team working out for you? What's that like?
Oh, I can't thank Matty enough. I think, you know, without Matty, I wouldn't be able to do half the stuff I can do. That's for sure. Like just covering all expenses and, giving me a bike that's, worth, 50 grand plus. Like it's kind of ridiculous. And I've never thought I'd really be in this sort of spot. And it's honestly helped me so much. And it's given me the drive to want more and more. So, yeah, it's been really, really good. I can't thank him enough.
Yeah, right. And did you ever think you'd be in a sort of team environment in Australia's in our racing industry over here? Because it's sort of a new concept, isn't it?
It is very new, but it's not something that's uncommon. Like I know Luke Richards and a couple other blokes used to ride other blokes' bikes and stuff that used to be really, really fast, and that sort of stuff. So it's just sort of I've always been around it, I guess so to say. But to be on this sort of caliber of a team and like with the backing I've got, I guess it's all I've kind of. It's basically all you really want, all you grow up as a kid, like trying to chase, and it's actually really, really good. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, it's awesome seeing a few teams happening there, and yeah, Matty puts his heart and soul into it. We can see that, and is wanting the sport to move forward like the rest of us. So yeah, it's awesome to see that he's putting the effort in and supporting you guys and the Duggins and Girdler and Sandow, and yeah, it was good to see you all under those Husqvarna pitch shades. And actually, I think you all did pretty well over the 2 days when I was looking over the results before.
Yeah, a few
Um,
of us just had a bit of bad luck, I guess. Lockie's 85. It slipped one of the pins, I guess, in the carburetor, and it let go. And Lenny had a few crashes. Roy rode consistent. I think he had a few crashes too. But
yeah,
yeah, we all rode pretty well. Yeah.
yeah, but still didn't. Unless my memory's serving me wrong, you all still ended up pretty not bad in the points.
No, we're all top 10. I'm
Even
pretty
though,
sure.
yeah, Northy's sporting a Klavr jumper t-shirt today, which is awesome. Which I couldn't find mine, so I went the hat. But
We got my Davies on, so that's.
you got your Davies one on. Yeah, we
Yeah, I
can't
thought I
see.
better put it on. Yeah.
You got a couple pictures there behind you. Is that your old man, or is that you
Uh,
there as well?
Yeah, that one behind me, that's the old man on the 500 at Cara. One of the Woodstock Bourbon Cups he won. And then the one behind me there also at Tyrese, my first ever Aussie title I won.
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome. That Cara photo looks like it's really blue grooved.
Yeah,
Gee,
100%.
full on Blue Groove, yep. That's how they all track should be.
Yeah.
They're all right. I like dirt now. So that's good.
So when was that photo taken from the Cara meeting? When was that?
You're asking the wrong person, Darcy.
Oh yeah, long time
Probably
ago.
2000 and probably 2001, 2002, maybe.
And
2000.
they're running 2118s there in that pic.
Yeah, but the old man used to say he used to run 19s at certain tracks, like say Canberra. And I think even he ran them once at Carrow, yeah. And when they used to have the big race at Toowoomba, the King of the Mountain, he used to run 19s and that there too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Just depends on the surface and what it does. Yeah, I dare say you'd be close to, like, it's pretty hard to tell from here, but it looks like you'd be pretty close to pulling them out for that track.
Oh, no, you'd have him out for sure, 100%. Yep. She's hard. Yeah.
It looks hard as. Well, the way the racing's going over here, and we've now got the 19s and the dirt track, they sort of become two entities, so flat track and dirt track. What do you see yourself riding the most of? Do you think you're going to be picking and choosing, or you're going to stick with the AFTN, or you're going to try and do Aussie titles if they're accessible to you?
I think my time on Charles tires, I haven't really been the biggest fan of them. I think it's sort of coming to an end. I'll probably, maybe I might throw them on for like a Brizzy Cup or an Aussie title, maybe one day, but I don't really have much interest in it. I just want to stick with the 19s. It's the future of the sport. So
Yeah,
Nice.
and I'm curious on the oil track. They do favour 19s, but are you still using your swirly, or
no,
have
I
you?
actually tried it this year at Gunnedah for the New South Wales titles, and I'd say lap times are similar, but I just felt a lot more comfortable on the 19. So they definitely
Yeah, right.
there was no really ultimate pickable difference. If anything, the 19s were just better under brakes, but the 17 was sort of better coming out of a corner.
Yeah.
But I found the braking was the big difference.
And was your 17 on a 5-inch rim, like
Yeah,
on a big wide rim? Yeah,
yeah,
it's probably
big,
why.
stuff for that
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
probably why you're getting a little bit more drive. But
yeah, 100%.
yeah, that's interesting. I find that interesting. And we're using Maxis as well on the
Yeah,
oil.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maxis, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty good on the hard tracks, don't they?
I think they're a pretty good all-round tire, but
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot in them difference with the Maxis and the Dunlops. I think, if they went to a control tire next year, honestly, it wouldn't affect it too much. Everyone would sort of just gel with it anyway.
Yeah, and how did you find the whole qualifying and the whole format of the AFT this year? Did AFTN?
I saw
Did
this
you-
answer firsthand.
You did. You did. The first day, I mean, it's kind of hard to mitigate it, I guess, in the first round, and like to see how like it's all gonna pan out. But like being in that third qualifying session, like in the third practice session, like the track was good. You could lay down a quick lap, and like props to them for letting us have like a qualifying lap also be a practice lap. So I guess that's what saved, I guess, me and Jared and whoever else made it out of my group. I'm pretty sure it's just me and Jared though. Because the track was like no good for qualifying, like way different to what the first group had in our like last qualifying session. But yeah, I mean, if they sort of like my idea was to sort of like, right, well, if you take the top point scorers out of each like group and you sort of throw the top point scorers, like your faster blokes in the first one, and you know, as you get like lower down the points, you sort of go that way, like same as AFT in America. Like I guess that's sort of be the go, because your top blokes, because you're always going to want to see your top blokes, you know, go out first and battle. But it also leaves chances for, you know, your sort of second tier riders to make their way through and to battle the way in.
Yeah, right. Any other sort of observations from the series over the weekend that you'd like to share, or you're pretty happy with it overall?
No, I'm happy with it. Definitely day two wants to come in TT. Like I said to Dave, it was such a smooth day and it ran really, really well. It was great to see.
Yeah, no, TT was a good one. Actually, you would have heard on our sort of wrap up of the AFTN that well, if you've listened to it,
I listened.
He listens to all of them. He loves it.
Yeah, that I really enjoyed that oval, even though the inconsistency of the track was challenging. I still had a blast. And that's because I stayed on two wheels. If I'd fallen off, obviously that would have been a different story. But yeah, it was a little bit frustrating. I imagine even more so for you guys that are comfortable on your bikes already, because I'm not that comfortable on the Harley. That sort of it was going to be a challenge either way. So, sorry, mate.
I guess you could say it was like frustrating because you know that track can be so much better, but everyone's got to ride the track and everyone's got to adapt. So I believe that that's where you sort of better riders will come to shine on a not so good track.
Yeah. And have you ridden there on the 2118s on the trial tyre?
Nope.
No, you haven't. Yeah, right. So you can't compare with that. Yeah. Oh, that's the other question. You're riding a Husqvarna now. What bikes have you ridden in the past? Like, do you have a brand that you preferred?
Well, I guess I have to be a Husky now with Matt, definitely. So, but I did ride a KTM suited up with Husky plastics on at Bathurst at the start of the year. So.
Oh yeah.
Don't know if anyone knew that, but it wasn't hard to tell.
He did the old Michael Kirkness with the Suzuki plastics on the Honda.
Yeah, I just didn't get the sack after it, but
yeah, pretty much.
Sorry, Mick.
Sorry, rubber man.
No, I used to ride a lot of Honda. That's what Dad was brought up on. I'd race Hondas since I was 12. And I think one year I jumped on. Actually, it was actually Cruz Brady's KTM 250 because my 2008 250 it was just old. It just didn't have the legs of the 2018 KTM. So I jumped on his 17 model KTM. Got second in an Aussie title, and I was like, I think KTM's the way to go.
Yeah, they seem to be just a bit of a stronger motor out of the box sort of thing, aren't they?
I think everything's honestly
Right.
at that point in time, yes, because the motor package was way better, especially on a 250. But just the frames, they weren't sort of lazy. You could really sort of work the bike and get it to work for you instead of it sort of just having to wait and it just sort of being slow to react, I guess.
Yeah. And do you do all your up until now? I'm guessing Matt has Jack working on the bikes, but do you do all your own engine work and all your own mods and stuff to your bikes?
Yeah, the old man definitely does a lot, and Dave Norris, but mainly just the old man. He actually researches a lot of stuff and is really, really good. But yeah, he just does basically everything and tells Jack and Matt basically what to do. I guess a bit like sometimes.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. If it's an advantage and helps you, that's
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, having
So
Jack, really good. Really, really good.
So was he making observations up at Brisbane? Try this, try that sort of thing when you were coming in?
Yep. That's usually the go every race.
Yeah, righto. Yeah. And you listen.
Try to.
We'll ask Darren that question when we get him on Monday.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
You don't talk much.
Yeah, he's actually a very quiet fella for as much knowledge as he's got. It's kind of well hidden.
So I've seen more and more some of the top riders in the AFTN in the 450 class starting to use words like professional and as far as themselves as being a rider and that sort of thing. Do you see yourself as a professional rider? What do you see the future for you in the sport as well? And yeah, start there and we'll go from there.
I mean, I guess I sort of view myself as like sort of semi-professional. Like I'm not, quitting my day job to go race. I guess that's what I define as professional when you are doing it as a job permanently.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the sport is honestly, it was kind of, I felt like 2 years ago dying, but now there's sort of like AFTN stuff coming up. Like I feel like the sport has like got a second wind and it's honestly taking off, to be honest. So who knows what we could get in the next 5 to 10 years? We could be, racing professional in Australia.
And do you have any expectations of the overseas dream, chasing that at all, or you feel like you're just happy to stay at home and race against the best here?
Honestly, I'd love to go race in America. Like that's the ultimate dream. That's like any kid's dream as riders. I guess the funds are the ones that really hurt, and getting the time to away from work and everything else to try and go over there. But like, I'm really, really trying to make it happen. I'd love the opportunity, and I think, I want to see if I got over there. It's kind of like, well, it's go time. Not to say that I'm going to go over there and win. That's not at all what I could probably do. But it mightn't be so short off the leash that maybe one day we might be able to obtain that. But I kind of just want to go over there and be top 10, top 5 guy and just try and work my way in.
Yeah, right. And so America's obviously the sort of pinnacle for most of the countries that compete in flat track and watch flat track. Any of the other countries interest you, like the DTRA in the UK or the Dutch flat track in the Netherlands?
Actually, the British stuff, I watch it on YouTube a bit. It looks really fun. There's a track there that's on like a darker sort of clay type soil. And it's got like a TT track and that. And I was watching Jeffrey Carver go around there. I was like, yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
Would that be Greenfield?
I guess so. Yeah,
I think it might be. Yeah. I actually just did a catch up pod with the guys from the Netherlands. Will be the one out before this one, and I think they're all heading over to Greenfield. And I think they had Jeffrey Carver there, and didn't they have Scotty Dubler doing the commentating? He wouldn't have been on the YouTube video, I don't think.
No,
but
he wasn't on the YouTube, no.
But I think he was commentating it, and I think they said they're stealing him for some of their events this year. So it's pretty cool that starting to see the countries intermingling, and I think the FIM World Flat Track's sort of helping that a little bit as well. Is the FIM something that you'd like to have a crack at?
Honestly, if I got a ride, I'd give it a
go. It's normally mine doing that.
It is yours doing that.
Right, have we got you back?
Yeah, we're back. Well, if Dusty's back anyway.
Yeah, we're here. I think he's gone.
No, he's gone again.
Yeah, I think I am. Oh, rubbish.
You sound like a robot.
Like
Now I'm
Slimer.
confused. I don't know.
He's in the Matrix. Get him out of the
Oh,
Matrix.
really?
Yeah, you got into another realm, son.
Oh, don't put the Matrix in my mind. I'll go and watch the trilogy. I'm bad at binge watching, and then I'll be up till like 4 in the morning.
Good show. It's a good show.
It was a good movie. Yeah. Gee, showing your age there, Tom. How old are you again?
25. Hey, I used to watch that when I was like 8 years old. Like, come on.
Shit.
Actually,
there now, I'm
repeat the
feeling
question because it sounded like you were getting electrocuted as you were saying it.
I've already forgotten it. Can you remember what it was?
Or the end of it was
about
the FIM.
About riding in the FIM. Yeah.
Yeah, if I definitely got a ride or like something like that, I'd give it a go. It looks like a hell of a lot of fun. Like watching Sammy Hubbard over there, it's actually really cool to watch. Just it's like on speedway tracks though. I guess it's kind of like you could branch in your horizons a little bit more and venture out to like a like they got the big long track bikes over there that do the long track speedway. Like go to one of those tracks and really get the bikes cranking around there. Like I think that'd be really cool to see.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually run one or two of those tracks in the Netherlands series. They run a long track in Germany. I reckon that would be awesome. And in the FIM, my favourite track's the I'm not sure which country it's in, and it's the TT one that's got real sort of
I'm pretty sure
hairpin corners. Italy, yeah, I think it is in Italy. Yeah, it's got the chicane and then a real sort of hairpin corner down the straight. I think they've put a jump in there now.
Yeah,
or it might have always.
It's been jumping it for years. Like I've been watching their flat track for like years and years, and that track's always been there.
Yeah, that's probably my favourite one. If I'd want to ride one, I think it would be that one. Just looks tricky, you know. So, what makes a champion in your mind? I actually wrote Northie. I wrote some notes down. Are you impressed?
Yeah, I had 5 questions and you've asked every single one of them. So yeah, I'm real impressed.
Yeah, all right, Tom. What makes a champion in your mind? What do you think it takes to be a champion?
Honestly, just like hard work and dedication. You really got to be, mindset focused, and everything else is you just got to be, zoned in, locked in, ready to go, and really want it. And you just got to have really consistent results. I guess all that sort of stuff, it all kind of, binds together. And yeah, I think it's just all like part of mindset. Yeah, you got to be fit. You got to be, just wanting it.
Yeah, discipline. Yeah.
Yeah, discipline 100%. Yeah.
There you go, Darcy.
And,
now you know what it takes to win. Get into it.
Yeah, I know, and I suck at all that. I'm not disciplined. I can't.
And I've got
I can't focus. I've got like
get the Coke and a Big Mac. And...
yeah, I've got attention deficit disorder or whatever it is. So yeah, I can't switch.
I got ADHD too. So don't you pull that out.
Every letter of the alphabet.
Righto. Yeah, don't worry. I'm going to bring it next round.
I better tell Matty. We better be watching out. That Harley's coming in.
Yeah, it's coming.
It'll be shaking.
It might take him at least 5 laps to get past me this time. And that's lapping me.
To lap, yeah.
Actually, he didn't lap us. He didn't lap me, I don't think. But
if he was having a go,
so that was good. Yeah, if he was having a go, he would have.
Yeah.
Actually, on the twin side of things, he obviously listened to the podcast too and sent me a message saying that the dude that owned it before him was scored on that bike.
That's what I was thinking.
But then, so I actually didn't bother going back and forward with him. But I was thinking about it today, and it wasn't a championship class last year, so maybe the rules were different as well. I don't think there really was a rules package really laid out that hard.
Well, we could
before. I was going to fact check that. But.
Yeah. Well, we could dive right into this, because way back when we first had that, Max Wow was riding basically a motocross bike with Aprilia, the supermoto bike. So Like,
Yeah, right.
where do you draw the line, sort of thing? And like as you said, like Dave Scullard, awesome dude. He rode it last year and was scored. So it's kind of up in the air, I guess.
I
But
think when Max rode that Aprilia, they sort of looked at it as that bike wasn't in the spirit of the twins as they were trying to portray them as.
no, it was super cool to see Max ride, and if Max can ride a bike like
Oh,
a bad
100%,
but,
yeah.
But it kind of took the novelty away of actually riding a twin when you're riding basically a motocross bike.
Yeah,
It's
I think that's why they made it that stock street frame to sort of get away from that. But and that was my argument, as in Matt's it's not the same, but it
is the same. They're all changed.
It's the pinnacle of twins racing, like, and that's the only thing about it. Like, people are probably like, "Oh, you're only saying that because you race with Matt and you're going in to bat for him." Rah, rah, rah. But at the end of the day, if there was 18 of them, the production twins wouldn't be in it. It'd be all of those. So
no, not a chance. Not a chance you'd ride one of those other bikes against. Like, if Dallas Daniels or Draney busted out his, twin, like, there's another two that you could have, and like, there's no way them other bikes could realistically be competitive against it because they just don't have, I guess the technology behind it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree. I want to see 2 grids of them.
Yeah, well, I I'm on the fence. Like, I think that he should be scored. I think that custom frame should be allowed. And because if the previous owner, sorry, what was his name, Tomo?
I think his name's David Scullard.
Do you know where he placed on it?
No idea.
Last year, he obviously didn't get number 1 because the CF Moto did. So to me, that shows that the rider skill is obviously a big part of it as well. We all know Matt's an awesome rider, and I reckon like it happened, we could swap bikes and Neil Stall beat me on mine, But
well, he's training. Wait, watch out! He's been training.
If you put like say Max Whale on that twin of Matt's, no doubt he'll go out and win. I think the rider ability's been underestimated here too. And the bike is 100% a flat track bike. It's got every bell and whistle that you could want on a twin. You can adjust the rake and all that sort of shit, which really helps. And the geometry is set for flat track. So it does give an advantage. But what I'm trying to say is I think Matt's ability's there anyway. But yeah, and eventually when you've got a field of them, our bikes won't stand a chance. But to get them there, I think he should be scored and to attract more race ready frames. And I was actually looking at a frame for my XG motor, and it won't be happening anytime soon.
Yeah, they cost a fair bit of money, but holy cow, it'd be awesome to see an XG right around here. Like, how good would that be?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you listen to like tank slapping and that, apparently the current XG, like the one that Maxwell runs, they actually have a totally different head and everything, so it's not quite the same.
Yeah, they got a race head on them.
Yeah, but they're according. So I'm tank slapping is my reference point here. According to them, and what they've seen in the rules coming out, that the XG will be that race head won't be allowed to be used next year in their series. So that's interesting.
Yeah. There's a lot going on, I think, with that series.
A lot going on. A lot going on over there. I think it's crazy that they won't let the Indian compete anymore. But anyway, that's just
what is the defining reason behind that though? Like, I've listened to a hell of a lot of Corey's podcast lately, and I actually haven't heard of, or maybe I've missed it, an actual definitive reason why they're banning the Indian.
Too good.
I know there was, I know there was.
How do you mitigate that when Dallas Daniels can go out and fucking smug them? Like,
well, that's exactly right.
It's ridiculous.
So next, what are they going to do? Are they going to ban the Yamaha if Dallas Daniels wins? You know what I mean? 5 championships in a row.
Well, Corey's trying to push everyone to ride the Yamahas for next year, I guess. That's what I get out of it. He's saying, like, right, should be on a Yamaha, and Brandon Price, he's on one this year. Like, you got to stick with the Yamaha and that sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
But then again, you got Fire that goes well on the KTM as well.
Yeah.
And it has beaten Jared Mees too. So it's not like Jared's, won every single race in the year. He still had, other manufacturers battle up against him. It's sort of, I don't know. It's a it's odd to ban a whole manufacturer. It was odd they restricted them after they had the whole wrecking crew sweep 1, 2, and 3 for how many years on end. But it's kind of like you wanted more people in the sport, you wanted more teams and manufacturers in the sport. One came in, whooped everyone's ass, and he went, "Okay, nah, you're too good. See you later."
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
don't
kind
know if
of
they're actually banning Indian, as to say. I think they're just banning
the
that
FTR 750.
FTR. Yeah, I think there is a bike next year that they
FTR,
can
yeah.
ride, but yeah, but I think this is also the leading reason that like Jared Mees is now probably going to retire. Like it hasn't been announced or anything, but I guess everyone sort of suspects it because, I mean, Indian might fold in a little bit because there's no FTR.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds there, and I can't see. We're looking from the outside. We don't really have a lot of facts. Actually, it doesn't sound like many of them have a lot of facts either, because series seems to keep a bit to themselves. But yeah, I don't see how how, let's call it, excluding a motorcycle, that, like you were saying, Northey, has helped elevate the sport. I don't see how that's good for any series. I've struggled to see how that's good. Yeah, if you can build the best 450 motor, for example, good work.
Yeah.
Then it's up for others to figure out how to be competitive against you.
Well, I do believe
yeah.
that they gave Indian a 3-year, I don't know if it was a contract or a 3-year deal to come into the series, but everyone saw how good the bikes were, considering there was multiple people that were on them that were winning. So people have now built up teams and programs around that bike. Now, what is 75% of the field going to do now? Because I think there was only a handful that weren't on Indians, and now they've got to full restructure their teams to go on other manufacturers and other bikes to, I don't know, to have some sort of consistency going into next year. That's financially, that's going to absolutely rip people apart or rip teams apart. It's and what do you, how do you do that? It's not like they've gone, all right, in 2 years' time, this is going to happen. I believe it only happened midway through the year, if I'm correct, or closer to the start of the year, which when you're running a full program, you don't have time to develop another bike or do testing and anything like that. Like, I know how much work goes into our bikes we ride for my work, and that's hours and hours and hours on end, and that's during the week and weekends. Like, I don't know how teams are going to be able to sustain that, but I guess they're going to have to figure out one way or another, or they can't compete. And maybe that is the reason why there are only 12 AFT twins on the grid, or you know what I mean? They're not getting enough so they can run a semi or anything like that. It kind of seems like they're shooting themselves in the foot in that respect, but maybe I don't have enough information. But me seeing it from a fan from the other side of the world, that's pretty much what I'm getting from it. So yeah, if it's, I don't know if anyone else has got the same opinion, but it's kind of wild.
Yeah, I agree with you a bit, Tommy. But like when I went over to the States last year and like I got to watch how they work on Dallas's bike, and you get to see how much money like they spend on them bikes. It's absolutely phenomenal. Like he's got 4 twins, like 4 identical twins. Well, I guess there's the ones that you use for TT, there's ones you use for like your miles and your half miles and your short tracks, and like there's so much testing and everything else that goes into it. Like they even had me on a die grinder, grinding out a bit of his swing arm because they just said, "Oh, do you know how to work this?" And I was like, "Oh, I'll give it a go." Oh, mate was struggling with his die grinder. He couldn't get it in there. I said, "Give it here."
I'll get it in there.
So what were you doing
I've
there,
seen that firsthand as well. The amount of work that goes into those teams kind of makes our racing look like it's very amateur, because it's so regimented, so professional. Everyone's got a job. Everyone, like, it just worked like clockwork, and it was unreal standing from the side and watching multiple teams have the same sort of systems, and yeah, and it just worked absolutely unreal. And like you said, the amount of money in it's freaking phenomenal.
Oh, it's unreal. Like Eskison, like when I went over there with Tom with the Monster Energy Eskison Racing Yamaha, like they got 10 plus people full time working for them. That's what they do his bikes. Like, that's mental. It's not even a bike shop or anything. Like, It's
No,
very different over there.
It's crazy. It is crazy.
So, what took you over there, Tomo? With the drains, you went with the drains for a look.
Yeah. So Tommy just rang me up one day. I was actually just finished up work for the year. Our contract finished up, so I was like, well, I'm in sort of a stationary period. I'm just waiting for another contract to come through, and Tommy gave me a ring and said, "Hey, do you want to come to America for a week with me to come do some testing?" I was like, "Sweet, yep, I'll come." So I went and got a passport. I had to rush it. I got it like the day before we flew out, so it was a bit stressful. But yeah, we flew over there, and honestly, yeah, like we flew to Dallas, and then flew from Dallas to Indiana, and then drove from Indiana to Owensboro, Kentucky, and met up with. Well, Jake obviously picked us up from Indiana. I think it was Evansville, and yeah, met Jake Lewis, top dude. He's really cool dude. Yeah, he whooped my ass at the at the woods race he made me do. That was pretty hectic. Never done anything like that in my life, and I go straight over there, and they throw me straight in A group woods race for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, right. That's sick.
Yeah, right. So, what was the woods race? Rotax, is it? Woods Rotax, is that what they are?
No, the GNCC. GNCC.
Enduro.
Yeah.
Oh, Enduro. Oh, right. Oh, that sort of woods.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Oh,
yeah.
I'm with you. I was with Tom, but now I'm with you. I've got you now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, enduro. Yeah. So I just jumped on Tommy Drain's practice YZF 250, and that was actually fun to ride around Jake's little motocross track. But you try and do an enduro on it, it felt like it had BMX suspension. My hands never looked the same after it. I reckon that's yeah. Good fun, but like the Americans are so cool over there. Like just the way they run things and everything else. It's just it's different, but the same sort of thing. Like they have their own way of running things, and it kind of sort of just flows a lot easier. I mean, I guess there's not so much sort of safety and insurance. There's definitely not as much, but it's kind of like run what you brung.
Yeah.
So that's at the amateur level. I'm guessing you're talking about.
Yeah. It was definitely amateur race. Oh yeah.
So the amateur level sort of races, they still seem, what's the right word? A little bit more professional than the Aussie scene, do you think? Or
yeah,
that's more similar to home.
It would be like, I'll have to ask the old man. He went with Draney the first time they actually went over there to American to the Springfield Amateur Nationals when they had it at Springfield. But yeah, I guess he said it was just like wow over there.
So if you get the chance to race over there, would you have to do the amateur stuff first? How do you get a pro license? Do you know that?
I'm going to try and avoid it. I mean, like, yeah, I could do it. But I just feel like it'll be like, I wouldn't say like a waste of time, but I would rather just kind of, jump straight in the deep end and just learn straight off the bat.
Well, you know that you're a fast racer, so yeah. Why would you? You might as well if you can get a pro license and jump straight in. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, there's some really really fast amateurs coming up, like Water Porter and a couple other blokes. Sort of keep your eye out on, and but I just feel like I could probably just jump straight in. To be honest, I don't really want to sort of get hurt at an amateur race trying to look for a pro race when I could just jump straight in the pro.
If you were to go over there, for argument's sake, if Tom Drain called you up and said, Herrick, I've got a bike, you've got any event you can do on the calendar, which one, what would you choose to do, considering that you'd have to pretty much do what Tom Drain did, go to a circuit it's going to suit you and you're going to do well, or you're going to do the best you possibly can, what circuit would be the one that you're lining up on?
Honestly, the best circuit I'd probably do good at is the one where Tom won at Black Hills. I guess it's sort of the groove sort of track. But I'd really, really want to give Peoria a go. Like, that's like a bucket list. I really want to do it so bad. And I honestly really want to go there to win. Like,
yeah,
imagine winning Peoria. Like, that's like a fantasy, man.
If you ever get a chance to go to Peoria, sit down and have an hour conversation with Luke Goff.
I know.
He'll probably tell you what not to do.
Yeah, I know.
Just so you know.
It didn't happen last time. Yeah. It didn't happen when he had a big skill.
I got an 8.5 hour story one year driving up to Brisbane with about what happened then, and exactly frame by frame what happened at what moment, and it was the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Me and Dad were actually, I think it was like a couple of weeks after that event that me and Dad actually sat down and watched it on YouTube, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, Goffy's going all right. And he just bang, it's all over. Yeah. Kind of disappointing to see. He was running so well, but yeah.
Definitely. You got to feel for him, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was big crash, monster crash. But you see some like ridiculously big crashes. Like Dallas Daniels one, the bike flips over and lands in the dam, man. Like,
yeah. Yeah, that one was gnarly. Hell yeah.
I think it's so good
And
now,
yeah,
but
even,
like, they run the levers. Like that's like so good. They run them. I'd be like, yeah, I'm running levers there. I'm not going to go there with like motocross like shit on. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, back when they ran GNC one, like the Grand National Championships, they'd run twins and singles in the same championship. But some tracks here they're running.
Dude, you can wear whatever you want.
Nylons.
If you're on a twin, you have to wear like levers, obviously. But
yeah,
you can wear like motocross gear, back protector. That's it.
Yeah,
and stuff like that's. I guess like you can say like that's gnarly, but I guess that's what you can run. Like,
yeah. Oh, exactly right. Yeah. It's we do the same. We obviously don't do the speeds that they do, but we do the same thing. We run nylons, which protect 3/5 of fuck all. So
yeah,
guess,
and like,
whatever you feel comfortable in.
The stuff that we wear now is like so light. Like you crash, it just shreds off you.
I know. Trust me. As a sidecar passenger, I go through Jersey more than I go through my undies, man. I keep saying, we get New Jersey. Hey,
you just blame Matt just sitting out straight.
Hey, he blames himself. He's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put you behind the rear tire of that bike. I go, yeah, thanks, man. It's not like I don't need you goggles, helmets, fucked everything too.
I feel like that was the funniest thing ever watching you two at Bathurst. And second or first lap of practice, you spun it out. Oh no, he's going to be up.
I said to him, just get used to the grip level and you should be right, because I know he's going to go in and not back off. And then he threw it into that second turn. I was like, oh, well, we're going around now. And he looked over, he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, just keep going, you dickhead. He just hit it and off he took.
Yeah.
He comes in, he's like, that was sick. And then he turns around his uncles, he's like, yeah, I want to keep doing this. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You'll do it one day, Tommy. We'll get you on the sidecar one day. I'll jump on the side. You can steer it, mate. You'll come off there. Yeah.
Nah, I know that'll happen. No. Straight up the end of the fence. I don't know. I'm the same as Matt. I don't know how to stop. I'm just into the fence.
Matt doesn't know how to stop either. Well, at turn one at Gunnedah he does, but everywhere else.
No, he doesn't. No, that turn one at Gunnedah was unbelievable how quick he was going through there. He was going quicker than me through there.
How do you think I felt? Well, I think I even looked at him halfway down the straight and said, you better stop this thing, man, because you're going awfully quick into this corner.
No, just back her in full noise.
Oh, mate, yeah.
It was actually like really cool to watch Matty go through there. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone back a sidecar in that quick around there.
No, definitely not. I think the only one I've probably seen do it just as hard would be Adam Leakey. I've seen him do that from the outside past the whole field into turn one and run away with it in a final. And that's probably the only other person I've seen go in that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even know how the frickin' hell they held on. After lap 3, it was more just well, if you want this title, mate, you hold on for dear life and don't scream.
You normally have your eyes shut anyway, don't you, Norby?
Oh, mate, I don't even know half the time. I think I hold my breath for 2.5 laps and then I start to feel a bit woozy, so I breathe again and then try not to scream. And, oh, yeah, it's the best thing ever. The best thing ever.
Back to those air vests and that, Tomo, do you reckon they'd be good over here to have that sort of protection?
Yeah, it would be good. I know a few people run them already, like just the Alpine style ones that are just in the armor. I know Pricey uses it, which was kind of unique to see. Like I actually have really been considering, buying one, but I think that's sort of more to where like if I did get a chance to ride in America and it was like really quick noticing, it's like, right, we got to go. Like I've got levers here, just like throw it all in the bag and away we go. I don't know if I'd run them, so to say. Just around the small tracks, like you have like a little crash, it means nothing. Like the air vest still goes off. I really don't think there's anything in Australia that's that quick and that dangerous where you...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it's all dangerous.
Maybe just the way you ride that.
wrap me in bubble wrap.
Yeah.
No, that's why I got levers actually, because I do feel a lot safer in levers. And I was surprised actually with these new ones that I got that how not hot. I was up at Brisbane. I thought I was going to be absolutely cooking in them, but
Yeah, well,
they were actually really good.
Like Gerds was talking to me, and he's like I can't really race without levers now because like it just feels so safe and really like you can push it a lot harder because you're not really going to get that hurt. And yeah, he wasn't like same thing. Like I was cooking at Brisbane. I had to like especially the second day. I was like making sure I had enough fluids and like I was taking all my armor and that off after every race and just chilling out in the shade. But like he was like, oh, I'm chilling in these like.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I thought it was going to be the opposite. So when you were saying you're keeping up your fluids and all that sort of thing, do you have a bit of a training ritual and routine, and do you watch what you eat and all that sort of stuff, or you just sort of not worry about it and just
get up in the morning, have about
lots of seat time,
and where we go.
Go to work in the dozer.
I especially like the week or two before leading up to an event, I'll try and drink, as much water as I can a day, like, 2 liters, 3 liters plus, and try and keep my electrolytes good too. And like the day, like before racing, like it's all the same stuff. Like just keep drinking water and just cycling it just so you can get, just as much fluids and that as you can. And then during the race day, it's just kind of like anything else, I guess, just keep yourself hydrated and, the odd Red Bull, I guess, gets thrown around. That's about it.
You're right. And do you have any major goals for your racing? Like there's something before you retire that you really must do? I mean, the obvious one would be winning the Aussie Championship or an American race, I'm guessing, or American Championship race. Even.
Yeah,
what's your dream?
Just a race win in America would mean so much to me. Yeah, definitely be like just to even race over there, I think would be it's just the ultimate dream. Just to do like a full season. If I could do a full season, like that's bucket list done. Like
you should put a clause in your contract with.
You better get over the
motorcycles. If you win the AFTN, he's got to foot the bill for a season over there.
I think he's paid for enough. So.
I was going to say you better not strangle him too much. I want to go racing as well.
I was actually going to say I think you've got 3 years to get over to America and win a race because won't Sam Drain be going pro then? Think he's
like Bodie Page, I guess if he gets a ride too, he will get a ride. He's really, who knows? I really kind of hope to see like Cooper Archibald. I think he'd go really well over there.
We've got a lot of great young talent actually, and you just name dropping those few kids and. I think all those 250 races and the junior lights are pretty awesome, actually.
Honestly, the field of 250s right now, I would hate to be a kid. There is so much talent. Like, you got Sam Drain, Jed Fife, Bodie Page, Jake Page, Cooper Archibald. That, forget his name.
The 177.
Yeah, on the Husky. He was wicked fast.
God, man, that kid is so quick. Yeah, shit, yeah, I'm with you.
Wow, there's just so many kids. They put in so much hard work. Like, I know what goes into, what Jed Fife does. And, every weekend, him and his dad are training and they're doing something. It's honestly, that is just so good to see. He's really just trying to push and he wants it so bad. It's really good to see.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome. And, look forward to seeing. Well, actually, we saw a few of them go senior this year, like Cam Dunker and Thorin Openshaw, who just missed out on the top 10, which was impressive. Obviously, Cam Dunker was in there. So I think when the next batch come up as well, it's going to get even harder for you old guys.
Oh, you old guys! Listen to this fossil go, you old guy. Far out.
What do you mean?
I've been waiting.
We got Paul Caslick coming straight out of juniors this year, and he
oh shit!
What did you think of Kazo's results?
He goes good for you. I expected a bit more from him on the Saturday instead of qualifying in the second group. I really thought he actually would have qualified in the first group, straight out of the bat. But Yeah, no, Kazza, he beats around. He's good. He's kind of good for like the old guys. Like, hey, look, we can still do it. I mean, I guess as much as
And it's actually funny,
course.
you said about that. I think a lot of people didn't qualify where they expected themselves to qualify on the Saturday. I think there was no, I had this weird vibe, that a lot of people that I was talking to were worrying about the qualifying too much, and I think it sort of stuffed up their mojo a little bit.
At the end of the day,
But I don't know.
all you've got to run is one lap. You just got to get that one lap.
Yeah.
So that's all your focus should be. Instead of going like, well, these kids, man, they do 5 minutes of qualifying. Well, it's 10 minutes by the time you do it all. Full noise the whole time. It's like, just concentrate on your one lap.
Yeah. If you feel it's the fastest one, then hop off.
Yeah. Or if you feel you can do a better one, you can obviously just work towards another one. You don't have to like burn yourself out.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. And Brooksy came off after about 4 or 5 laps in the qualifying session, I think it was.
Yep.
Whether he wasn't happy with the track or he went, this is the fastest I'm going to go in this
pretty sure
session.
he just done what he needed to do. He knew he put a good lap down, and obviously Jared, knowing because he's like so good, he's just like, yep, that'll do. I'll watch what everyone else is doing and might have another crack before the end. But obviously he didn't even need to. I thought my qualifying lap actually on the Sunday, there was no way I was making even in the top 10. I thought I was slow as, and somehow I plucked 4th or 5th.
Yeah, that's right. You had a crack at the Super Pole. Not Super Pole. What do we call it over here? I'm getting mixed up. Yeah, it is a Super Pole, isn't it?
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm thinking, whoa, is there something different that we missed?
I don't want to touch up before the Super Bowl. We'll just miss that, eh? I felt like a bit of an idiot, but anyway.
Yeah, righto. So with the AFTN, is there any sort of extras you'd like to see added to it? It's a bit of a weird question, but I don't know. Would you like to see the end or the ceremonies after the races, like out in the middle of the track instead on the side of the track, or I don't know, more stuff going on around the event or anything like that, or you reckon it's pretty good the way it is?
I think it runs really smooth for what it is. I mean, maybe hold your presentations at the end of like after every race instead of like, because then, especially on like the dirt tracks and like, you could run it. I guess it makes sense if you can run the water cart around for like a little bit while they do a prezzo. That makes a bit of sense. But there's nothing I can really fault. It's pretty good. Yeah, I like it.
No, it is. The one thing I've noticed, maybe I've just missed it and you guys see it more than I do or something, but have you seen much about much promotion from AFTN on prizes this year?
Yeah, I've definitely seen.
What are they?
Just the
what
prize.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure they're doing the ring again this year too. But yeah, just sort of prize money, that sort of stuff, what comes in the certain pole and what the Pro 450 riders are getting, especially if that Yamaha contingency, that was promoted a fair bit. That's really cool that Yamaha actually chipping in to do that because there's a lot of money in this.
Yeah, no, that's good. I did see that. I saw the Yamaha side of stuff. But that was only if you're on a Yamaha and take out the series, wasn't it?
I'd say
so.
Cam
I haven't seen. What was that about Cam?
I say if you're licking his lips after the weekend. He done really well. Cam, he rode really, really well.
Yeah. So where was he sitting overall on after the 2 days? I think he was 6th.
He was behind me.
5th or 6th?
6th on the first day and 3rd on the second, just behind me.
Oh right. Yeah, right. Yeah, so and you're 3rd overall now. So is he still just behind you and 4th?
Yeah, he's only like, I don't even know, maybe like less than 10 points.
Yeah, right. Yeah, cool. And we didn't actually ask you what you do for a job. You work in the mines, don't you?
Well, yeah. At the moment, I am. I'm just a self-employed contractor that just drives other people's gear, as you could say. I can drive diggers, dozers, you name it. But at the moment, just in a Cat D8T, doing some final trim work.
Oh, yeah, doing some what? Sorry, final
trim.
And what's that?
Just like cutting your batters and everything's like level and perfect.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm actually doing rehab work at the moment, so I'm pushing down all the big berms and stuff, all the rock, so they can we can throw some topsoil over the top and rehab it and make it look like a big pyramid.
Yeah, okay.
They ask if they ask in 50 years who built the pyramid, so I'm going to put my hand up.
It
was me.
It wasn't the aliens. It was Tom Herrick.
He looks a bit like an alien, so I guess I get away with it.
So my question there is, how often do you think about track building when you're pushing dirt around all day?
All the time, Darcy. Don't worry. I wish I had my block out there every day. I actually built a jump today. I was on the phone to Tommy Armstrong. He just bought a new bike and he's looking at doing a round or two of the AFTN next year. And we were talking a bit, and I was like, all right. Like, he showed me a couple of the tracks he built, and I was like, oh, yeah, I want to see if I can build a couple of jumps out here and get away with it. So I built a couple and knocked them over and kept going. Bit hard in a big dozer, but it's not that big, but it's
right. Yeah, okay. Northy, you anything?
No, mate.
Got anything for us?
No, not really. No.
That's pretty slack, mate.
Oh,
pretty slack.
Listen to this guy go. Listen to this guy, pretty slack.
Thanks.
I got a question for Tom.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, right.
Right at the end of this podcast. How's the poker wins coming along now? Your partner in crime, Gerds, is back in Griffith or Darlington Port.
It's I've put it on the back burner a little bit because I don't know if I can sustain such bankroll as high roller Gerds likes to play. So yeah, not sustainable. Definitely not sustainable.
Oh, we weren't filled in on that, Tomo. There was a bit of gambling going on, was there?
Going on with us. It's either gambling or go-karts. That's
exactly right. So the max bets or go-karts, take your pick.
Yeah.
I'll take go-karts. Yeah, go-karts any day of the week.
All right. Dad said also, Darcy, you just need to get out of the way next time he's coming through.
Nah, tell him, fuck that.
Yeah. He said
I'll be a roadblock like Northy.
Yeah.
You tell Dazza I'm going to line him up. I'll park on the side of the track until he comes past. I'm going to line him up top speed, and I'm going to send him off the track.
You know what's going to happen to you, Tommy?
I'll miss and
he's going to see it coming. He's going to jam the brakes on. You're going to go whistling past.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right.
He's cunning. He's very, very smart. That's what Riley Nowder did to me when Appen got cancelled. I spun him out because he's being a little tater, and he wouldn't get out of the way, so I kept bumping him, and I spun him out, and he waited the whole lap and just drilled me. Good on you, Riley.
I hit Jack sleeves that hard every time I see him. He just reminds me more and more how I looked him dead in the eye, pushed the throttle even harder, and hit that hard. And he forgets to know that he hit me 3 times before that, the bar. So if you're listening, Jack, sucked in.
No, that was actually good. That weekend turned out to be not so bad after, a bit disappointment on that weekend. I was really, really looking forward to Appen. I was really prepared for it, actually. Really ready to get into it.
Yeah, that was a wicked weekend, definitely.
So are you prepared for is it the 26th and 27th or 27th, 28th?
Either or that weekend.
Yeah.
Are you feeling prepared for that? You getting some laps in somewhere during the break?
I'm actually going there this weekend. Well, it will be whatever time this is when this gets released. But I'm going there. It'll be the 13th, 14th. We're going to go do some testing. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's forecasted to rain, so fingers crossed it doesn't. But we're going to get all us boys going up there and do some more testing, some more laps, and get really, really ready for this, and hopefully come out firing.
Or is it?
Yeah, awesome.
14th, 15th.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Was that a ride day or something? Is it?
Yeah, just a social park.
Or was it a private park? Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No, we can't tell you Mexicans that, you know what I mean? Well, then it'll be an influx of immigrants again.
Yeah.
Oh no, mate. I'm done. I'm done from car rides for a little bit. I've got stuff here that needs taken care of. I'm even missing out on the Albury doubleheader this weekend. That was my plan, to go there and race the Harley and not worry about where I just get more seat time on it. But unfortunately, I haven't finished my chores here, so that's not going to happen.
Not taking Tinkle for a road trip.
Tinkle's not going for a road trip just yet, but we will be soon. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, I was speaking of Jobbo yesterday, and he turns around. He's like, "Why did he call it Twinkle?" I just went, I don't know, man.
It's not. It's not
It's
fucking. It's not fucking twinkle. It's tinkle. All right.
That's like it's not. That's not any better.
exactly the same, Darcy.
No, it's not. It's not fucking. Nothing wrong with tinkle. Don't give my
We
cash.
start calling him Twinkie at the track.
Yeah, Twinkie. Oh shit!
Twinkle toes. You better put toes on the end of that.
I'll make you a pink fuchsia pink sticker to put on the back window that says Twinkle.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want gold?
Hey, mate. I'm a 20th century gold. What is that?
That was vinyl. There you go.
You're disappearing there, Tom.
That color,
There you
that
go.
pink.
That looks like a dildo.
Jeez, your podcast went from G-rated to
I'm trying
R-rated.
not to swear on this podcast, and Darcy just comes straight out with that.
Yeah, that's right.
Powered up a big pink thing that we couldn't really see because of his virtual background.
There you go.
That's what Darcy gets into when he's alone.
Yeah.
Looks like vinyl. Looks like vinyl. Quick, abort. Yeah, I can't believe you guys just turned my PG pod into that filthy, disgusting mess.
Lucky we can edit it, can't we?
You're the one who said fuck before I did.
Yeah, look, we do try to keep it PG, so I do appreciate you, Tomo, for not swearing all over the podcast.
No, I don't much anyway, but yeah.
No, he's sensible. I'm the one who drops it every 20 seconds.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Every Bundy you have, it gets you slurrier and slurrier.
Oh, mate, I tell you what, you should have seen me on the weekend. We had the Penrith Juniors Grand Final at Windsor Leagues, and let's just say it was put it down to drunken disorderly, and it was that bad I didn't even make Mad Monday.
Oh.
Yeah.
What are you going to Mad Monday for in a junior thing?
No, it's all A grade and everything as well.
Oh.
It goes from under 13s to A grade.
Oh, so yeah, go celebrate with the under 13s Mad Monday on the Orange Juice.
Yeah, what do you mean, mate?
Remember the Mexican,
Macca's, ice cream cake and everything. What's wrong with you? Is it too good for you?
Well, the Mexicans might not know what Mad Monday is. What's Mad Monday?
Oh, it's a celebration you have at the end of the rugby league season.
Right.
Pretty much after the grand final or after your season's finished, you take the Monday off and you play up a little bit on the Sunday night. And holy shit. And that's coming from me.
Yeah, she gets
It
wild.
got to 10 p.m. Sunday night, and I turned around and went, I'm going home. See you later.
You know when you're getting old, when 10 p.m.'s getting late, yeah.
Oh, it wasn't old. It was, shit.
I don't know. I reckon he is getting old. He looks like he's putting highlights in his hair as well. Or was that just the
That's me light globe trying to give me a freaking tan.
I'm not going to give him any fluff about the hair. I'll keep my words to myself.
Go and show us your mop.
No, one's like receding as.
Come on, Darcy, show us your light globe.
Was he giving you shit? Was he? Don't take it, Tomo. Don't take it.
No. I was going to give him shit, but
yeah, give him shit. Make sure you give him heaps.
Give me all the shit. Give it. I want it all.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, so
we cut out.
Yeah,
we missed that. You dropped out. Yeah.
Did we end up finding out what happened to Goffey? Or
yeah, I had a conversation with him. He was very, very, very well under the weather. He had bike troubles and everything else, and he didn't. Yeah, he was pretty much hours before he was meant to leave was putting his bike back together and everything in between. And I think too many things went wrong and too many things went against him, and he just went, rightio, there's obviously a sign not to go, and pulled the pin. But I'm pretty sure he's excited to get down to Appin, or I hope he's coming down to Appin.
Yeah, he was at the Ride Park Day when I went, and spinning laps of golf. Like, he was like one of my, I guess, childhood like idols, I guess, of flat track.
Yeah,
I really
me too.
Goffey and the way he rode, and it was so smooth and everything else. Just like, he looked so cool on a bike, and the red levers and the red wheels.
Yeah, and the orange wheels, the Ekin racing wheels.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he still got them. Yeah, I always looked up to Goffey, and then to ride with him at that ride day and have a bit of a battle and, have a real good fun time with him and learn off him too. Was
he's definitely my favorite dirt tracker, and I've seen a fair few over the years, and and he's such a cool dude as well. Like, he'll give you any info, he'll tell you anything you need to know, he'll talk your ear off, and every single word he says, he's just it's literally gold. He's an absolute crack up. Well, I love hanging out with that dude. He's the best.
Top bloke. Yeah, he's.
You mentioned learning there. What are the sort of things you were picking up?
Just how to sort of ride the bike, just like lines and that, and how to ride a bike through a corner and carry a momentum, I guess. He carries a lot of corner speed, but that definitely comes the same as Tommy Drain. All them American bikes can really carry their sort of mid corner speed and still get the bike to turn and sort of stuff. And you sort of just you watch them and how they're working the throttle and everything else. And you sort of, I guess now, sort of back in the day, I'd sort of just be like, they just hold it flat. Where now it's sort of like, oh yeah, that's how you do it. You kind of pick up a lot.
You got a bit of a cough developing there, Tomo. I hope you're not coming down with nothing.
I was crook as a dog at Brisbane, and I finally.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, Sunday.
Yeah.
I must have got COVID on the plane. I tell you what, because Sunday I was crook as a dog Sunday, and I was like, well, I have just got to pull my finger out because I am not riding.
Yeah, right.
So you crook as a dog, battling against the best in the country, and still managed to pull off second on a track like that.
Yeah, which was weird. Like the 10 lapper, I struggled a little bit towards the end. I was starting to wear out, and I was like, oh no, like what's happening? But then the 15 lapper, I was fine the whole way through. I was battling Wixie the whole way. I was really trying to look for an opening, but obviously wasn't going to take anything too risky. But I was fine. Like I come after it, I wasn't even like sweating like after it. I was like, man, I'm fired up for the next one. Let me go.
Yeah, you look super smooth. You look super comfortable. It's and even when you come off the track, it didn't even seem like you were overly flustered. You was just sort of trying to process what the track was doing, and the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
So, the season finale, I suppose, at Gunnedah would suit you. You're happy with that, or does it put more pressure on you, or?
I try not to think of it as pressure. Even if I went in and say I was in a good, I think it probably, I don't really want to, jinx it or anything just to say, but it's probably a good chance that we go in battling for a championship in Gunnedah. And honestly, if it comes to it, I'm not going there to maintain or win a championship. I'm just going there to win. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm there to win. That's what I want to do. I don't really care if, who's there, Tom Drain or whoever. I'm still going there to win and do the best I can.
Do you know if Tom and Max are coming back over for the last round?
I know. I don't really speak too much, but I know Tommy will be home.
Yep.
I'm not sure about Max. I have no idea, but I feel like there might be maybe another coming.
What's the initials?
I think a few of us might know who it is, but
all right, Darcy. I want to know.
I don't want to say anything either because I don't know how.
I actually don't know, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to talk out of my ass. But I have just a sneaky suspicion, mate.
There may be a couple of Americans coming. Let's leave it at that, which will be awesome for our racers to see, especially if they do jump on the bike. And it'd be awesome to see. And,
you saw how crazy people went when Baker and Mees and Wiles and Sammy and all that come over, like Jake Johnson, all that too. That was freaking phenomenal.
I got a story about Sammy Albert. I got a couple of stories about Sammy Albert because he come over and rode here at West Wallen. He did a coaching day.
Yeah, yep.
He wasn't real impressed when young 16-year-old me on a bog stock RMZ 450 with a Yoshimura pipe went tearing past him. But no, he was awesome to watch. I definitely learned a lot of him too. But he also learned a few tips off Dad, especially when Dad screamed at him at Taree because Sammy was having a bit of a whinge and said he couldn't get the bike off the line. And Dad said, well, put the fucking thing in first gear and let it go. And he went a whole shot of the race and won it.
Good old Dazza with his wisdom.
He just whingered at Draney and Clint. He was the mechanic at the time for Draney, and he whingered and Dad says, screw this bloke. He just had a go at him.
Your dad's the best, man. He says bugger all, but he's
what you see is what you get.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's exactly the reason why we love the dude. He's an absolute. I love him. He's the best.
Yeah, no, that's that story.
From
Yeah.
apart from on the go kart. So is he gonna get at me because I'm whinging about his go kart tactics?
No, he'll just laugh at you.
He
I
just
wouldn't
he
blame
needed
him.
to pass a bunch of drivers so he could get a bit of a draft. He smoked us all. He beat me. He by like 3-4 tenths a lap, and like everyone by that much. Like it was ridiculous.
Right,
He was
race
talented.
lines must have been race lines.
Oh, just every corner was just so fast and so smooth. The cart wouldn't even move. He just around it. Everyone else would be like, used to be all backing it in and carrying on, and he just go around it.
Yeah, it's funny on the bikes too. Backing it in's obviously not always the fastest way, is it?
No, I've definitely learnt that. Yeah, definitely
Feels the best though.
Oh, it feels awesome. You feel like yeah, this is wicked, but then you sort of break it like the way that like sort of like me and Dranny and that do, and you're like, wow, we are really moving. Like yeah, especially got Gunnedah and that. Like you instead of backing it in, you just drive her in there full noise, and turn it away you go.
Yeah, that's insane how you guys can do it like that. I don't. Yeah, fuck, that's nuts.
It's
That's
fun.
nuts. Oh, trust me, it looks it. It freaking looks it.
I remember years ago, Jack Mahaffey actually. It was at a junior title in the 125 class at Gunnedah, and he's like, "Oh, like I brake here at this braking marker. Like it's like the third banner in." I'm like, "Braking marker? What's that?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I don't run off a braking marker." He's like, "How do you run?" I was like, "I don't know. When my brain tells me to stop."
When it thinks, oh shit, I won't be able to make it.
Yeah, basically. I've always been like that though. I don't actually have braking markers. I've never really sort of run off that. Like I've done a bit of like sim racing in cars and that, and I guess it's braking markers are easy on that, like it's a video game. But like when you're in the moment, like racing in a bike, and you got everything happening around you, I focus for me.
No, not if you're trying to catch another competitor or get away from another competitor either. You sort of go off instinct, don't you?
Yeah, I basically just base that all thing, and well, half the time, like especially last year, I mean, I can't see bugger all.
It's all feel.
It's all feel.
Yeah, so do you reckon that makes you faster than some other riders? Is the words in your head or the fear in your head saying, "Oh, you're going too fast. You're too fast." You can hold that off longer than maybe some of the other riders, and that's why you can go through a corner faster. And do you think that's what like Tom Drainer has over other riders as well?
I think it comes down to like
what makes the guys fast.
Yeah, I think it also but like I'm a sole believer in like if you have confidence in what you're doing, you're going to be way better at it than if you're just going out there to have like fun or like, you're sort of out there to see how you go. Like if you have confidence in what you're doing and in your bike and everything else, you're going to go a hell of a lot faster than any other time.
Yeah,
and I think it's like a mental thing
right,
too. Like, you've got to be willing to push the limit. You got to be on it.
Sounds like us, don't you reckon, Northy? Yeah, we're willing. We're willing to push the limits.
Don't you know it? Don't you know it?
See, Darcy, Tom doesn't have like a say in the matter. He kind of just has to go with Matt with whatever Matt does. So
like I said, he
What-
shuts his eyes. He's not pushing nothing.
When you do 6 laps with Matt Davies on the side of a sidecar at Gunnedah, when he has the shits,
yeah,
then come talk to me. Because I think I saw God, I saw the devil, I saw every disciple, I saw past ancestors, mine and his. So, mate, yeah, that's when you're not in control and you get to the point where you're like, well, I would have backed off a long time ago. That's a whole different type of holy shit. But yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Even like the wildest part was when old mates crashed with the right hander, and you were like basically like right next to the bike that was cartwheeling down like the little straight there.
Yeah, well, I dare say, we're about 10 meters behind him. Yeah, and that's the second time I've seen that. Last time it was Brian Pritchard and Chris Gibbs at the Aussie titles last year when Jobbo and I were right behind them, and the same thing happened, the same way they crashed, and Jobbo had to turn left quickly and go around, and it's I didn't quite see it obviously, but with the position I was in, but yeah, that's another gnarly part of our sport when you don't know sort of what's going on around you, and something big like that happens. That was that was crazy.
Yeah, just props to Matt. Like the thing I preach too is a lot of heads up riding. Like you got to be watching not only where you're going, but like what everything else is going on.
Yeah, definitely. You've got to be. The thing is, Matt worked out pretty quickly that the inside line isn't where his front tire is. The inside line is pretty much where my head is.
Yeah.
So he had to put me through a handful of cones and me saying, if you go about a foot wider, no one's going to get up the inside. And I won't headbutt the flag marshal on the way past. And I think a few times he looked over and was like, sorry, buddy. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's all good. A few ripped jerseys and a few torn pants. He's definitely gone to the clothing rack at work and grabbed a few more jerseys and pants for me after those ones. But no, it's all part of the fun. You wouldn't do it if you didn't like it.
He was telling me, he's like, you've been going up the inside like taking a normal bike line. And he sort of like looked down. Oh, Tom's there. Better move over. Yeah.
He's done it. There was once as well. He goes, I didn't know what to do. He goes, I looked down and you're looking at me. I was looking directly up at him, going like, what are you doing? And you sort of see Matt just go like, sorry, bud. And keep going.
If you just keep holding on.
Yeah, 100%. Or he'll go behind a rider and he'll get roosted and he'll move a little bit to the right to get out of the roost and you look down and I'm covered head to toe in shit. And
I remember one of the races at Bathurst. Matt come in, clean as a whistle, and it wasn't a shade of brown that wasn't on your body. It was everywhere. You were filled in.
Yep. Yeah, and I think after seeing that and he looked down and saw himself, he was like, oh, yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. No, he's great.
That's enough of the sidecar bullshit.
Well, we've heard enough of yours.
Not impressed, Northy.
It's the degenerate side of our sport that everyone loves. You can't tell me that no one loves seeing those things.
Oh yeah, I love rocking up the scrutineering and they crucify me for not having the right VIN number. But you can rock up with a sidecar that, you know, I'm not going to name names, but people have been on the gear the night before welding them up. It's like, wow.
Yeah, exactly right.
And they've got trolley wheels on them.
Yeah. Boat trailer wheels.
Yeah, boat trailer wheels.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I can look like trolley wheels to me, mate.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing with the whole. I remember pushing my sidecar up to menu scrutineers, and they go, "I don't even know what I'm checking on this thing," and then just putting a sticker on the front plate and kept pushing it. And I'm like,
sort of. Where you go?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All turns back.
Yeah. He's like, is this meant to be a retractable lever? And you kind of like, oh, just keep walking. And they just don't say shit. They just put a sticker on and off they go. It's good now. There's a couple of scrutineers that actually know what they're looking for.
Can you run big wheels with small wheels?
You can run
in the same class.
You can run
any rule against that.
You can run any configuration you want, as far as I know. I think it just comes down to the length and the width. I think has to be under a certain limit, but wheel size, no, I don't think so, because there's a couple of well, you dare say call them big wheel sidecars down in Victoria that we've raced against, which pretty much look like big-way sidecars, but yeah, set up the other way. But
they're not.
I don't think there's too much of a rule. I think it just comes down to the size of the frames, size of the motor, and pretty much just whatever the little small things are.
What size motor are you allowed up to? What size motor are you allowed up to?
Well, for modern bikes, it's up to 1100 cc's, and classic bikes, it's up to 1300 cc's.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's up to the team to be, what would you say, honest with the motor that they're running in it, unless they obviously get protested and get their bike pulled down, which you don't see, or I've never seen it. But it's pretty rogue. It's pretty out there, but you wouldn't be doing anything too stupid or too, I don't know, dangerous per se, because for one, they're dangerous enough that it is, and two, you got you and your mate on it, so you're both up shit creek if something goes pear-shaped fast because you're doing something you shouldn't be. So yeah, it's pretty it's yeah, it's pretty well regulated.
Because Tim from Classic Wheels and Spokes has got a big wheel 1100 in his garage.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Which
why
is
doesn't he bring it out and
good.
have some fun with us?
Well, that's what I keep asking him. I
Yeah,
don't know who
you
would.
can, you can get on the side, Darcy, and feel what it's like to be a real man.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think I want to feel what it's like to be a real man. Quite happy being whatever I am.
You are whatever you are. That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
Good shit.
Oh, Tom, Tomo. Thanks for taking the time out and joining us tonight. Did you have any more questions for us? I like that you threw it on Tom. That Tom Northey. That's good.
I'll just extend it a bit more. I guess sort of not. I think I'm sort of finished up. I just kind of wish that I guess Darcy had a bit more funding behind him. You really see what Darcy could do, I guess. But everyone get behind Darcy.
Yeah, hold on. I'm too deaf. What did you just say?
I said get behind Darcy. We need some more funding. Really want to see some
funding.
stuff from Eddie.
Yeah, no, well, funding would always be helpful. Yeah, everyone buy a Klavr Flat Track Pod T-shirt. That'd be awesome. Like to see more of them going around the pits. The sorties have got quite a few now, thanks to Darren and James for supporting us. That's awesome.
Oh, Darren, he's been spending all the money lately.
I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but yeah, he's a nice dude, Darren. I always have good chats with him. Yeah, and yeah, obviously buying up all the T-shirts at the end of Brisbane. I only took them over to show him what sizes I had, and he bought the whole lot. So
Did he? What a legend! That's mad.
That was pretty handy. So yeah, thanks for that. That bought Tom a steak dinner.
You didn't even buy me the dinner either. I bought it. Oh, yeah, here we go. Now he's going to keep flashing out the tight ass.
He's got to pay his riders. You let him go.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah. No, I've gotten more than enough, Darcy. I'm appreciative of everything you've given me.
Oh yeah, including all the shit.
Oh, and the shit. No, the shit more than the rest of the shit. Yeah, that's more.
So actually, I was sort of signing off, but are you coming to camp with us at Appen, or what? Are you going to some fancy Poofter hotel, living it up?
No, I will be in a hotel. And funny you say that because it is a fancy Poofter hotel.
Is it the same one as you were at last year?
Yeah, we go to the same one all the time. Me and Reese went back there, and old mate that actually runs the show, he wasn't there, and I was like, that's good.
Did you turn the spars back on and make him cranky again?
No, we forgot to do some of that stuff.
that was gold.
Oh,
it's not the
like who runs that place.
He's an absolute weapon, mate. Yeah, he's definitely should not be.
I remember the first time we went there, and I took a pavement that wasn't even being used. It was just on the ground, like it sort of marked a bit of a trail. You couldn't even notice it was gone, just to chock the wheels under the trailer because we were going to get some dinner. And our mate come out, bird up. He comes storming across the grass and
across the flats.
Me and Matt could see him coming. Matt's like, he's coming at us, hey? I was like, he's coming to have a go at us about this paper. And Matt's like, surely not. And then he comes over. You shouldn't be using the paper. What are you doing? Put that back. I'll get you some bricks. Jesus, you shouldn't be carried on. I was like, all right, mate.
Righto, champ.
Yeah. What was so special about the paper?
I should have champed him.
Mate, if you'd have champed him, that would have been the best. There's nothing worse about getting champed.
Nah, absolutely not.
Do you listen to the Alpha Blokes podcast?
All the time, mate. I was actually listening to it on the way home from work today.
Do you hear the bloke that champed the guy at Bunnings?
Yeah. Man, I wouldn't, honestly, I'm with Tommy, like the podcast owner of that.
Yeah.
If someone did that to me in Bunnings, I'd dead set spill a paint tin on him.
Oh, you'd have to yabby pump him. Have to. Yeah, absolutely. Stay over him.
You either drill him with that or you go, yeah, righto, sport.
Yeah, good one. Yeah, nice on, pal. Good one, Tiger.
So you're going to have to fill us in. What happened at Bunnings to this guy?
Oh, just some young fella. He's in a, after school sort of stuff in Bunnings, and he he just went around and every old fella he could find that was looking for something, he go, "How you going, champ?"
When you champ someone, it's like if Tom said something to me and I said, "Oh yeah, righto, champ," it's like me saying, "Yeah, righto, fuckwit." Like
Yeah.
Yeah, righto.
it's a
It's an
pleasant-
Aussie swear word. It's an Aussie
Yeah.
swear word, I believe.
That's right, but it's pretty
What,
much
champions?
it's pretty much say calling someone a
offensive.
yeah, it's like calling someone a cockhead with without actually calling them that. And I think in other places it's a little more derogative, but if someone champs you, it's almost hands.
Yeah,
It's definitely almost
borderline.
throwing hands.
It's borderline, yeah. It's nearly going to be a scruff.
Yeah.
But people do that all the time. Like, I don't think they realise that meaning behind it.
No.
Oh, no, they do. A lot of people do. I know
Yeah.
I've used it a few times. And
Oh, really?
That's what I meant.
Yeah. And now Darcy's going to run around the pits calling everyone champ, and he's going to wonder.
So you call me that? It'll be on.
You call me champ, I'll put you on.
Oh, fuck, man. I'll wrestle you. Don't worry about that. Wrestle you to the
All
ground.
right.
Here we go. What do you reckon, Tommy? We'll put him in the podcast royale. They're looking for people that run podcasts that come into the charity boxing.
Yeah, you too, buddy. You should go on it. I'll get in contact with Tommy.
Me belt Darcy, or me and Darcy try and belt someone else?
Yeah, you two versus other people. Tag team, whatever they do.
What do we?
I'm not. I can box, but I'm actually not very good because I've got too slow reflexes. I don't move. I just get punched. But I can hold it, and I can.
So long as you got a good chin on you, you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can tuck. Don't worry. I tuck the chin in, and I just bear it, and then I smack the fuck back out of them.
You got to be. If you're anything like Quinn, you just run in leading with the chin.
Win the
chin. The last time I sparred, it was against this big Samoan guy, and we basically just stood toe to toe and smacked the shit out of each other. And then we stopped after the 4 rounds. We stopped and we looked around, and everyone's just sitting there like, "What the fuck?"
What do you reckon? We should enter him in the podcast royale.
Yeah, I'll see what strings I can pull. We'll try and get him.
Message Quinn and say we got a Kiwi. We can have a cross the ditch battle between him and Jarchi.
I don't think you should go up against Jarchi. Maybe someone a bit less formidable. Him and Cam. Darcy and Cam would be a good fight.
Mate, I reckon. I reckon we should tag Alpha Blokes podcast in this episode and get them to have a bit of a listen and see if we can get a response.
Yeah, we'll make like a real Darcy.
Yeah,
100%. I think since you're the younger, stronger one, Northy, I think you should go and battle it out for the Klavr Flat Track Pod. I think I'm getting too old for that shit.
All right. I'm going in there with a gut full of piss, so I'm either going to make it interesting or it's going to be horrendous.
Honestly, all you got to do is make it entertaining. That's it.
Oh, I'll be able to do that.
You're not lacking that, Tommy.
No.
Is this headgear, no headgear? What's the go?
Oh, you can wear headgear if you want.
Whatever you want.
I'd probably have to wear headgear.
If you type it in YouTube, type in Podcast Royale, and it'll come up under Alpha Events. And and watch it. They have like a 7-man blindfold all-in brawl.
That was hilarious.
That's gold. They had what would you call it? Well, 2 little people fighting each other. That was gold. They had tag teams, so they had 2 people from one podcast and pretty much 2 people from another tag team, and that was great. And then a whole bunch of other podcast hosts and co-hosts. Yeah, going in and punching 7 shades. They had Battle of the Switch bitches. So you got guys that do the audio and the editing and all that. 2 of them went at it. That was pretty much the fight of the night. And they sold out. I don't know. It was a Brisbane Arena or something along those lines. They sold it out, and, mate. The amount of people that were there, it was unreal.
It's pretty
absolutely
unreal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey?
Me and Reece Sando were going to go. Shout out to Reece. He's like, we should go. And I was like, mate, like we're in like almost peak of motorbikes. I think we'll give it a miss.
Yeah, I spoke to Brian Newey about it because I didn't get to watch it originally, and I'm like, because I seen Newey wearing that, and I said, "Oh, how'd they go?" And he's like, "Yeah, the boys got up and didn't really say a hell of a lot about it." And then I watched it, and I was just like, "That was freaking awesome!"
It was the funnest fights, like the best. It was the worst fighting I've ever seen, but the most entertaining.
Yeah, 100%. I think other than the lingerie ones, that was the
I'll be
only
back in
ones
1
that,
minute.
Right.
the lingerie ones was the only ones that were, I don't know. It seemed like there was no effort put in it whatsoever. But yeah, that Royale was unreal. That was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when the team was taking an old mate and they're like half falling over each other. Oh, all right, that was hilarious.
Oh, Daddy was getting his word.
I'm inclined to give him a bit of shit because he talked like he was going to be this biggest fighter. I swear to God, if I landed one punch on him, he would have folded.
Well, I was surprised when I heard that Jarchi got knocked out. Well, I don't know if he got knocked out. He got knocked down and he wasn't moving exactly, but he sat back up pretty quick.
We all claim it as he got knocked out.
Oh, mate, I listen to his podcast as well, and I listened to the episode after the Royale, and I was waiting for Lou to absolutely give him the biggest pizzling for that, his co-host. But yeah, she was quite gentle on him. She didn't give him too much shit.
Yeah, well, I only listened to that one. I was like, why don't you up him? I'd be into him.
Yeah. No, but I know they're running a podcast Royale 2.0. But I don't know. I don't know if our podcast has got enough steam to warrant to jump on that.
No.
Maybe one day Darcy will get there, I'm sure.
Yeah, Darcy will sponsor it, and I'll get in there.
If we shit stir them enough.
I reckon if I could talk enough shit, and they'll buy me a ticket just to get up there and throw hands.
You just got to ring in, Tommy, and get one of those hats.
You know, actually, you did. One of a very good friend of mine that lives in Gunnedah, she called up and told the poem about the Pooh Bandit.
Yeah, the Pooh Bandit.
When he was on.
Let him have a chew.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that was because I heard the carry on, and then I seen it on one of their posts on their page.
Yeah.
And she's just like, "Oh yeah, I got the hat on 288," and I called her, and I go, "Bullshit," and she goes, "Listen back to it," and I listened to it. I'm like, that is the best thing ever. I said, "How did you come up with that?" She's like, "I don't know. He seems like a guy I'd go for," so I decided to make a poem and won a hat. And I was like, "You cheeky bitch." I'd love one. I'd absolutely love one.
He did it at the perfect time and everything too, because he was on.
Oh mate, 100% he was on.
Wow, you lucked him there.
Yeah. No, that was the best. That is a fantastic podcast. I think that's actually the fastest growing podcast in the country.
It is 100%. It definitely was at one point, and I guess it's only grown more exponential.
I think they were saying it jumped Rogan for a month.
It jumped Rogan.
Which that's insane. He's worldwide. So yeah. No, hats off to them boys. I know they obviously don't listen to this, but yeah, there's a lot of people in the racing community that do listen to that podcast, and it's definitely worth a listen.
Much obliged.
Yeah, might have to check it out.
Actually, and another quick shout out to Kobe Carlisle and wait for it. I've got to get it. And Scotty Taylor. They have started the Sideways podcast, which is an AFT based podcast. They're only their 4th episode in, but they gave really good insight. I'm pretty sure Scotty's got a YouTube channel that he does reviews on AFT events and all that too. So, what's that?
I'm pretty sure he might be Flat Track Rewind.
Yeah. I actually think, exactly that.
Funny you mentioned this because today was the first day I actually listened to Kobe's podcast.
Yep, I going to Brisbane. I listened to the first 3. Yeah, first 2 or 3, and then today I listened to the 4th one, and it's it's actually pretty good. They're getting people calling in and things like that too. So it's I wouldn't say it's similar to the Tank Slapping podcast, but it's another look on AFT racing from another former champion, and it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, that's the Sideways podcast. So get on that one too.
There's a few others too, isn't there? There's the Chris Carr one, which I've actually never listened to, but I think that's been going a while. I'm not sure what it's called.
Oh, yeah?
And then
Sammy Halbert's
Sammy
got one.
Halbert has his YouTube channel, which is quite.
No, he's got a
Quite good.
podcast too. He also has a podcast.
Sorry, Tomo, what was that?
He's got a podcast too.
Yeah, he's got a podcast, but I haven't been able to find that. But do you know what it's called?
Yep, it's called Sidetrack with Sammy Halbert.
All right. Yeah, I'll have to check that out too. So I've watched a bit of his YouTube channel. I like when he sort of talks about what he's doing on the bike and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, Sammy's a cool dude, really cool dude. And like I had the pleasure of obviously meeting him and riding with him.
Yeah. What other flat track podcasts doing? Obviously, Off the Groove, Thanks Slapping, Sideways podcast now, and was it Sidetracked with Sammy Halbert?
Yeah. Or you could go subscribe to his OnlyFans and watch
the
it.
Chris.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to see that kind of content.
No, I actually am subscribed to his thing, and there's nothing like that.
Yeah, I know, but as you know, that 99% of the content on OnlyFans is good. Oh shit! I need to go to work.
I have no idea what you young people were talking about.
Yeah, righto, champ.
No, what's OnlyFans?
Yeah. I'll let
I'm gonna champ you all weekend.
I'll let you do that research, Darcy. If you Google OnlyFans and
no, don't start this. No.
and have a look, you might be able to see what kind of content they hold.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll catch up eventually.
Yeah, one day.
Yeah.
No, good
All
shit.
right, guys. Well, yeah, like Tom Northey said, he better go to work. And
Yep.
yeah,
Have a shower and go to bed.
yeah, Tomo and I better go and get our beauty sleep. And yeah, thanks, mate, for coming on. It's good to get to know a bit more about you. And yeah, look forward to seeing you racing up at Appen.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really ready.
And yeah, maybe you can give me some tips on how to, slowly catch up to Matt Davies. Get another bite.
You'll figure it out, Darcy. I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll be right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Be good. All right, Northey. Catch you next time, mate.
Rightio.
Right.
And yeah, hope everyone enjoyed this one. Oh yeah, flog that like button. Yeah, keep subscribing, share it with your friends, all that stuff. I'm been pretty bad at self-promoting lately, so better check that in there. And of course, thanks to all our partners that help us bring the podcast to you guys. And any suggestions? It is our second year birthday coming up, which we might do something. We might not, or we'll let you know in a couple of days when Tom lets me know if he can do something. But yeah, and also it's been over a year since Northey's been with us on the past, so he gave me shit before this one, didn't he, Tomo, for not mentioning it a couple of pods ago, and I was intending to. I just forgot about it in the spur of the moment. So yeah, good on you, mate, for sticking. For someone that didn't want to come on, to slowly being convinced, and then he rings me probably once a week, going, "Come on, we've got to get someone else on, or we've got to do this." So yeah. If it wasn't for Northey, you would have a lot less episodes, that's for sure. So yeah, thanks, mate, for coming on and helping me out over a year. And 2 years on Saturday, the podcast will be 2 years old. So actually a little bit shocked myself that it's gone that quick, and looking forward to a whole lot more AFTN and whatever else happens in Australia with flat track. Should be good. Yep, so keep it sideways, guys. Go Flat Tracker.
Go Flat Tracker. Go Flat Tracker. Go, go, go.